What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Snowstorm Studios. It's Billy here, and I know it's been a while since I've done a video on YouTube. I was thinking about it today, and I was like, I want to film something, but I honestly, guys, just don't know what to film. It's really tough. There's a lot of work that goes into these videos on the back end, and that may not seem like it on the front end, but there's a good amount of work. And sometimes trying to find that motivation to sit down and really work on a new video is hard to find in a busy life. Streaming's a lot easier, where I can sit down, just play, enjoy ESO, and you guys can talk to me. But I wanted to get a video out for the YouTube channel because we have seen growth. I really appreciate it. And yeah, so I want to bring you guys something. But this is what we're going to talk about today, guys. We're actually just going to go over the patch notes for the Sorcerer class. And the reason I'm going to do that is, to be honest with you, I'm not as well versed with the whole of the patch notes. I don't understand some of the changes for some of the classes I haven't played, and that's just me being honest with myself. But I have played the Sorcerer a lot. I want to do maybe little snippets of patch notes, so this is going to be called like Summerset Patch Notes Sorcerer changes, and we'll just talk about the Sorc, the changes that are coming, and what we can expect as ESO players from the Summerset DLC. With all that said, guys, let's get into this. So we are actually, guys, on the Reddit site because for some reason the ESO website won't let me log in and look at those patch notes. Shout out to Reddit or whoever posted it on Reddit to put this up. Link will be in the description for anyone who can't get into the ESO website for some reason. So first thing we got, guys, first changes in the Dark Magic skill tree, Blood Magic. This is going to increase the healing done when this passive ability procs to 5% of your max health instead of 4 or 8%. So 5 or 10%. So we're going to get a little more of a heal now when this procs. That's really cool. Daedric Minds, guys, decrease the cost of this ability and its morph to 5,400 instead of 6,480. So basically, this is a move used in PvP. I think they're trying to make it more useful in the Sorc's toolbox for PvP and maybe have some people switch up their moves. So maybe we'll see more of that in PvP. Don't really see it in PvE too much because you never have to set traps for mobs to come at you. You usually are running at them. So not really that utilized. Negate Magic, guys. This is the ultimate in Dark Magic. Negate Magic. Increase the duration of this ability and its morph to 12 seconds from 10 seconds. Not a really big change, to be honest, but Negate's a really cool move and a really fun move for Sorcerers. It makes the Sorc a little more useful in Trials and in PvP and in Dungeons. It's a move that only the Sorc really has at its disposal, and it's one of the only moves that's like that just big area effect stun. So happy seeing it getting an increase. I mean, I hope to see more people using it. I definitely use it in like Vet AA and stuff, so it's not completely useless. Developer comments, this was done to make up for the fact that the persistence passive was redesigned, details below, and no longer affects this iconic ultimate ability. The net effect is the total duration will remain unchanged. So that 2-second increase actually means nothing because something else got changed, the persistence passive. Dark Magic continued. Persistence. This passive now reduces the cost of your next Magicka or Stamina ability within 4 seconds by 7 or 15% after you block an attack. That's interesting. So if you're in PvP and maybe, I mean, if you're using Sword and Board maybe and you block like a Stam Sorc, maybe you can use this passive will be really useful. I do block somewhat in Dungeons. I'm just thinking about it from my point of view, and I'm not really seeing like a huge, oh, this is going to change how I play. It'll be useful. I mean, it's nice for giving us an increase. So, and it reduces the cost of our next Magicka or Stamina ability, which is nice too. Rune Cage or Rune Prison Morph. This morph now deals its damage when the stun ends. If it is broken early or if the ability ends naturally, instead of when the stun completes. So this morph now deals damage when the stun ends. So once the stun is over, then it does the damage. If it is broken early or the ability ends naturally, so either way you're going to take that damage, instead of when the stun completes. So it's when the stun ends. So usually if you left it early, you wouldn't get the damage. Now you're going to get it early. This is saying whenever it ends for that player, dodging or taking the full stun, they're going to get damage. Alright, let's keep going here. We got Rune Prison. Increase the duration of the stun applied by this ability and its morph to 5 seconds from 2.5 seconds. Rune Prison is something I think you see more in PvP too, and they're just increasing the duration of the stun applied, so nice. I mean, the Sword's getting more buffs than debuffs this patch, which is always nice to see. Daedric Summoning. Here's some really interesting stuff. So Bound Armor and Bound Aegis. So Bound Armor, this ability and its morphs no longer toggle. So usually you have to turn it on, and then you're going to get a aura around you, and that's going to increase your max Magicka by 8%, and for Bound Aegis, it gives you critical and spell resistance. So this ability now is no longer a toggle, so all you need to do is have it slotted like Inner Light. Slotting Bound Armor will continue to grant you an increase to max magicka, and activating these abilities will increase the amount of damage you can block by 20%. So now it looks like it's more of a Sorc tank move if you use it. So if you use it and you get the aura around you, now you're gonna get this block buff. But before when you procced it, it just stayed on. Now it's only gonna be on for 3 seconds. Bound Aegis, this morph now grants you minor ward and minor resolve while it is slotted. So it's also going to give us this block, but it's also going to give us the minor ward and minor resolve while it's slotted, not the crit and spell damage, my bad. So it's minor ward and minor resolve, and that's going to all happen, guys, without activating it. So I can really see us maybe just putting it on one bar, maybe the bar you're on more. So if you're on your front bar more, maybe keep it on there with the shield, and then you're spammable, and then on the back bar, take it off, maybe put an execute on or something. So it kind of opens up a slot for us if we want to. And then Bound Armaments, guys, so this is the other morph. This morph converts the ability into a stamina ability, and now increases your damage done with light attacks while slotted instead of heavy attacks. So they're trying to make it so light attacks are very much for damage and heavy attacks are very much for resources. So they're now making Bound Armaments going to give you a buff to your light attacks when you're a Stamp Sorc. Conjured Ward, guys, this is going to increase the strength of the damage shield summoned by this ability, and it's morphed by 10%. So basically you see a lot of Sorcs now only using Conjured Ward, not you see a lot of ones using Hardened Ward, not Dampened. Those are the two morphs. And Dampened is getting sort of a buff here because Conjured Ward is now going to have 10% increase. So when you move to Dampened, you'll have a 10% increase still. And then Hardened Ward is going to decrease it. But the developer note says there's no net change because the 30%, we lost 10 to 20, that 10% is still just right here. It's just making it so it's more viable to use Dampened Ward now. I don't know the exact ability of Damp Ward. Obviously it shields you. It doesn't shield you for as much, but I'm pretty sure it gives you back magicka. I'm pretty sure it does that. Or it gives you, no, I think when you use it, you get higher regen for magicka. So like when you use it, when you shield, you also get magicka regen, so you get magicka back quicker. So it might actually be better in slot now with this 10% increase. Then we have Daedric Summoning, guys. So this one was basically the base pets are now getting the same things as the morphs, so players know how they work. So Summon Storm Atronach, this is going to increase the health by approximately 70%, so that's just going to be insane in PvP. That's really it. I mean, they don't die in PvE. It's usually just the time they're out, then they die after the 30 seconds. So this is going to make it a lot harder to kill in PvP. That'll be kind of funny to watch. Then the Familiar, when the pet's summoned, now the basic area of effect while the pet is activated. So now just the basic one, not the morph, is going to get that ability, so new players know what they're doing. It's not going to be as much damage, but it's going to let you know that that's how it works. Same with the Winged Twilight. It's going to heal you, not for as much as the morph of the Matriarch, but it's going to let those new players know how to switch to it. Then we have Storm Calling, guys. Lightning Flood is now getting a 15% increase. So basically what's going on there is Liquid Lightning is one people use more because the duration is so much longer. It works in a parse with Elemental Blockade. But now they're saying, well, hey, you got 15% more damage with Lightning Flood. So it's going to be interesting to see which one people use. I'm going to have to DPS test a little bit on that because you're going to lose a lot more resources on here, but you're going to gain damage. The reason I don't think it's good, I'm going to go off on a little tangent, is with the new jewelry enchantments of Infused and Bloodthirsty, we're going to see a damage increase that this 15% isn't worth it because we're already going to see increase with Infused giving us a 60% increase on our damage enchantment, and then Bloodthirsty giving us damage when they're in Execute. So this 15% isn't going to be a lot, but the cost will still feel like a lot because we'll be losing max magicka. So yeah, I think that's the last one here. I didn't mean to end my thought there, but that's what I'm saying. I still think Liquid Lightning will be better because of the ring enchantments changing. If we were still just going to be running 3 Arcane just for stats, maybe this would be better, but with Infused and Bloodthirsty, we're going to see damage increase anyway, and I think with this, we may see some sustain problems, and that's going to be the problem. Guys, that is actually going to do it for this video. So this was just a very small snippet in the patch notes. I will link it down below, guys, so you know where to find it, and we can maybe do little snippets. Maybe I can film a bunch of little snippets of just little things that I really understand. We can talk about it, and then I'll make videos on it. But yeah, guys, I want to thank you so much. I hope to see you on the next stream. And until then, peace out.